Hello Year 11s and welcome to the simple interest section of financial arithmetic. I hope you've got notebooks out ready to go. Now today we're looking at simple interest, which many of you may have heard before, and I have bad news for you. Simple interest is not widely used in real life. However, it's an important tool for us to then understand compound interest, and almost everything you do, whether it's credit cards, home loans, car loans, etc., is compound interest. So think of simple interest as the stepping stone to getting there. Now, the formulas we're looking at today are these two and rearrangements of these two. So, copy them down, and it's important to understand what units they're going in and what each letter in here means. I is the interest. Recall from Banking 101, interest is this little portion here, those 5 and the 3. It's the portion that the loan or the deposit earns at the end of the period. Now, P, and it's dollars, clearly. P is principal. The amount of money invested at the start of the period, or deposited at the start of the period, or borrowed at the start of the period. Again, dollars. R is rate. It's interest rate, and it's as a percent. So, for example, if you're quoted 6.5% interest rate, you would just put in 6.5 to the formula. This 100 here converts that 6.5 into a decimal, and that's how it's actually used in the calculation. However, the formula we're using here, you can put it in as 6.5. Finally, time, and time is in years. So before you put it into the formula, you'll need to convert any time period to years. If you're told it's deposited for 6 months, you can't put a 6 in there, you must put 6 over 12 or a half. Alright, now, A down here, separate equation, stands for the final amount. P, once again, principal. I is the interest. And what this represents is the final amount you get back after depositing for a period of time is not just interest, it's principal plus the interest. For example, considering Banking 101 up here, if you deposited $100 on this side, at the end of your year, you don't want just $100 back or just $3 back. The total amount you get back is the 100, the principal, plus the interest added together. So you get 103 back. That's simply what A plus PI is. Right, couple of examples. No, formulas rearranged. So here we have interest by itself, but it's equally possible we could be solving for principal, time, or rate. You, I'm sure, from Year 10 Maths, could rearrange this formula to solve for any of them. I've been nice to you, whoop, and written it down in rearranged forms already, just in case you wanted it. Alright, 2 examples. Firstly, Sally deposits $15,500 into an investment account, earning 5.5% simple interest over 3.5 years. How much interest will she earn from that investment? The way I'd like you to answer these questions is write down what you have, write down what you know, pick a formula, substitute in, solve. So, write down what you have. You have P. Principal, that's the amount she deposits at the start, is $15,500. And it's in the correct form, it's in dollars. Rate is that, 5.5. And we can leave it as a decimal, like that. 3.5 time 3.5. And what we want is the interest. So, we go up here and look at which of our 4 formulas had interest by itself. Well, it's the one we started with. So, go down here. The formula we're going to use is interest equals PRT over 100. Substitute the values in. Interest equals principal times rate times time over 100. And that, if I did my maths correctly before, is equal to 2983.75. And it makes sense when you're working with money to round to 2 decimal places. Alright, so that's the amount of interest she earns from the investment. She deposited 15,500. It earned nearly $3,000. But that's not the amount of money she'll have at the end of the year. So for part B, that's the answer to part A. The amount she has at the end of the year, remember, is the principal plus the interest it earned. So the principal is 15,500. Add on to the interest she earned before. What we're really doing here is A equals P plus I. And that will equal to 18,483.75. Alright, that's A and B. Second example. Bob wants to earn $2,000 interest in 100 days. He has found a bank that will pay him 4.3% per annum simple interest. How much money will he need to invest? Now, $2,000 interest in 100 days, that's a lot of money in a short period of time, so he's going to have to put quite a lot of money in. Same process as before, we write down what we have, write down what we want, calculate it. What we have, he wants to earn that amount in interest, 2,000. His time period is 100 days. So we can't just write 100 here because 100 time has to be in years. So how do you convert days into years? You take the 100 and divide it by 360. 365, sorry. Because there's 365 days in a year. And interest is 4.3. So the rate is 4.3%. Now how much does he have to invest means that it's asking for the principal. Alright, so what we do is we scroll up or look in your reference books to the equation that has principal by itself. And write that in. Principal is equal to 100I over RT is equal to 100 times the amount of interest he wants to earn, which is 2,000, over rate, which is 4.3, times time, which is 100 over 365. The principal he's going to invest in order to earn this amount of money is 167,441.86. Alright, can you please answer that one question in your OneNote? Thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.